Hi there, and welcome back to Inner Alchemy Conversations. I am really excited to dive into the topic of today, and I'm really glad that you're taking some time to actually go with me through that. Even though you are listening to a recording, I do believe that this eternal now moment is the bridge between you and I. So this is happening now. And I would like to dive into the topic of today, which is going to be about this thing. The universe is not testing you. The universe is not testing you. Or is it? This is the question. And I'm going to share with you the intent behind this conversation. Is because in many spiritual religious circles, there is this idea that we got to prove our worthiness. We got to prove our worth. To the universe, to God, to source, however you choose to relate to that. And I'm not sure it's very accurate. And I'm inviting you to take everything here as a perspective and to choose what you are going to practice, in your own reality, in your own life. But this all started with a post that I shared on Instagram, which is this one. The universe is not trying to test you. The universe is dying to serve you. The universe needs no proof of your worthiness. Your ego does. The universe is not a punitive parent. When we think that way, we project our humanness on what is divine. Every time you feel tested, the universe is inviting you to clarify your choice. And I'm just inviting you to feel a little bit this statement in your body. And to just feel what your body is giving you as feedback when you think about it. Are you feeling expansion? Are you feeling contraction? And as you bring the energy of this statement again, the universe is not trying to test you. The universe is dying to serve you. The universe needs no proof of your worthiness. Your ego does. The universe is not a punitive parent. When we think that way, we project our humanness on what is divine. Every time we feel tested, the universe is inviting us to clarify our choice. As you feel into this thing, into this statement, is there contraction? Is there expansion? And the reason why I'm asking you this question is because we have a truth detector, built-in truth detector, which is the body. If I'm going to put it globally, which is the body. In my opinion, the truth is the language of the body. Safety is the language of the mind. And every time we happen to be faced with a new paradigm, if that feels unsafe, the mind begins to start to look for reasons, narratives, why we shouldn't lean in there, why we shouldn't embrace that, So I'm going to ask you the opposite question. Think about this statement. The universe is testing you, always testing you. You got to prove that you learned the lesson. You got to prove that you integrated the learning. What is the lesson? What is the lesson? The universe is testing you. How does that statement make you feel? What is the imprint that it leaves in your body? Is it expansion? Is it contraction? How do you feel about all of this? And some might say, is it that simple? There is way more to it. And I'm saying, could it be this simple? Could it really be this simple? That this feeling of expansion and contraction can be the thing that leads the way you relate to your reality, the way you choose a perspective, or the way you lean into, even a difficult choice. Now, of course, we're going to dive into the cognition, the minutiae of everything that I just shared with you, because what is very often happening in my opinion, when we believe that the universe is testing us. And this is a belief that I've had for a long time, that I used to have for a long time. And I've had to battle this thing because I used to be in, and many people are, from this conditioning where you grow up, you go through test after test after test in school, mostly to demonstrate that you learned, to demonstrate that you're grown up, to demonstrate that you integrated the knowledge, or at least memorized it. So this is what most of us grow up into. And I'm not here to criticize that and to say there's nothing wrong with it. I'm saying it has its place. It definitely does, to a certain degree, but here's where I would like to go with it. Because we grow up this way, we attach a whole lot to passing a test. We attach first our sense of worthiness, our sense of self-esteem. We attach to that achievement of passing a test our own sense of worthiness. And we project that now onto the universe, onto God, onto the divine, which is, since I am challenged right now, this is a test. I need to prove myself. I need to pass this test. And there's nothing wrong with it once again. The only thing is it really serving your highest good? This is one thing that I know. The relationship that humans collectively have with the universe or with the divine is being upgraded. It is being upgraded. The way we are looking, the way you are looking at the circumstances that are unfolding in your life, that can cripple you or enable you. This is literally the point of this thing. If we believe that in front of us what we are playing with is a punitive parent that just wants to test us, that just wants to make sure, did he pass the test? Did she pass the test? Did they pass the test? Are they doing what they are supposed to do? And every time we fail, which is really the key point here, every time we don't pass the test, whatever that means to you, every time you do not pass the test, you go into, I am just not worthy. I'm not there yet. I'm not enough yet. I'm not worthy yet. It becomes this other hit on your self-esteem. This is where it stops serving you fully. This is where it stops serving you. And there is a shift of paradigm that can unlock the way you're relating to yourself as you are facing the challenges of your day-to-day life. This shift can enable you in a way where, regardless of the outcome of what you are facing and navigating, it doesn't need to become another hit on your own sense of self-esteem, or your own sense of self-worth. And it's really flipping the script. What if the universe wasn't trying to test you? Then what would it be then? What if I actually had free choice? What if the universe was actually self-organizing in a way that honors your choice? And what if, when something is not really showing up the way you wanted it to show up in your life, it is just because the intent that is being given by you is not clear enough? What if this is the only way you are relating to how things are unfolding in your life? And what if every single time things do not unfold the way you want them to unfold in your life, it only means that you get to clarify your intent. You get to give a clearer intent. You get to clear everything that is standing in your own mind, psyche, body, consciousness that is not aligned with what you are inviting in your life. What if that's the only way you could relate to things? And I'm going to share with you something that might another example here. Very often when we believe that we are being tested, we also have an idea of what it looks like to pass the test. Sometimes that is not really accurate. I'm going to give an example here. Let's suppose that you have had this pattern of attracting abusive relationships that you would stay in for a long time. You would stay in these abusive relationships for a long time, even after finding out that the relationships were abusive. And because now you're aware of it, you think the key to liberation would be the next time I notice that I am in the same kind of abusive relationship, I am just gonna break up and that's it. That is me passing the test. Now, let's suppose you go through that. The next relationship that comes up starts displaying the same abusive traits, and you're like, not today, Satan. Not anymore. I'm out of here. And you actually do. Let's suppose that you do that. And then several months down the road, it shows up again. And then you're like, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? I thought I was over it by now. I broke up with the last one and now I attract this again. What is wrong with me? You see the same thing, that perspective of like, oh, I was supposed to pass the test this way, and yet this thing still comes up in my life. There must be something wrong with me. There must be something wrong with me in this now moment. So we internalize maybe shame, maybe guilt, unworthiness, low self-esteem once again. But if you flip the script, which is I put myself in the reality, and this part is very key. I put myself in the reality. I put myself in the paradigm. I put myself in the new perspective. I put myself in the new consciousness where I know, I choose to believe, I choose to embrace that the universe is actually dying to serve me. The universe is dying to give me precisely what I want, but the signal that comes is not clear yet, fully. Then what you integrate is feedback. Feedback that doesn't need to be internalized as I'm unworthy. Feedback that needs to that can be received as I get to shift the way I'm relating, or the way I'm expecting love. I get to shift the way I show up in relationships. I get to shift the way I've been conditioned to believe that this is what love looks like. Maybe there is a way, maybe there is something about the way I'm approaching love. Maybe there's something about my attachment style that I can work on. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with me. It means I get to clear. It means I get to clarify. It means I get to send a new signal that is more clear, that is more in alignment with what I would actually like to receive in my life. It is the difference between sovereignty and still believing that you are at the mercy of something that is outside of you. Or you passed the test or you didn't pass the test. If you passed the test, you are worthy. If you didn't pass the test, you're not. And what if you got to shift it completely to, I know that the universe, the divine, source, God, however you want to call it, is here to serve me. I know that. This is what I choose. This is how I choose to relate to this. And since I know that, every time I receive something that is not really aligned with what I would like to have in this moment, I get to clarify my intent. I get to line up more. And this is really the invitation of this conversation here. So I'm inviting you once again to share, in the notes of wherever you're watching and seeing this conversation, whether it's on YouTube, on our podcast, Inner Alchemy Conversations. I'm inviting you to share with us what you're hearing from this whole thing and what has been most impactful for you. I would like to continue the conversation. And I just want to say, wherever you are on this spectrum of learning, this spectrum of transformation, we are navigating a time in human evolution. This is a revolutionary time, in my opinion, that we're navigating. where power is being given back to you, meaning the power to create literally everything that you'd like to experience. And that means reclaiming your sovereign choice. And in my opinion, the universe is willing to honor that choice. But remember, we choose differently. You choose with your mind, you choose with your vibration, mostly. You choose with the emotion that you choose to feed, the emotion that you entertain. You choose with the way you are accepting more of who you are. There are many different ways that we choose. So choosing is a multidimensional thing. A multidimensional thing. It's not just holding a thought. Choosing goes way beyond that. And very often, what happens when you are receiving something that you didn't really want, it's because consciously or unconsciously, maybe, just maybe, consciously or unconsciously, you might still be choosing vibrationally something that you do not want. And now the work is to do the adjustment of that choice. So I hope this helps. I hope this helps you find some degree of clarity. I hope this helps you find some degree of understanding. I am sending you a tremendous amount of love, and I'll talk to you again soon.